Presented by Hyatt Regency Guam. Cafe Kitchen now open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Alpha Day and welcome back. Now, it's a song you probably heard all over, especially on I-94. It's I'm the One by DJ Khaled. And one of the producers is 26-year-old David Park, who goes by David Dior. And he just so happens to be from the island of Guam. I had the opportunity to chat with him while he was in the studio. Here's more.
Another one. DJ Khaled. Yeah, you're looking at the truth, the money never lie, no.
I'm gonna call it and say that DJ Khaled's I'm the One will be this year's summer anthem. And one of the masterminds behind the Infectious tune, which features the likes of Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, Quavo, and Chance the Rapper, is Guam's own David Park. The 26-year-old songwriter and producer who goes by David Dior currently resides in Koreatown, Los Angeles. He, along with his girlfriend, moved to LA in 2015.
We left because we were both working jobs that we didn't like doing. Like, we would always wake up really miserable, just having to go to work, living paycheck to paycheck, and I felt like that wasn't for us. I felt like we could do bigger things while we're still young, so we took that gamble. We saved up all our money. We sold everything we had, like all our valuable stuff, like my sneakers, like her bag. And we even went to the dead little flea market to sell all our clothes at 4 a.m. with our friends. It was crazy, but it was so worth it.
Park, who was born in California, moved to Guam when he was little and was raised on island, eventually graduating from Harvest Christian Academy in 2008, says he's always been a fan of music.
I've always been a huge fan of music. I've always had a big passion for music. I loved learning new instruments, like the guitar, the piano, the drums. I used to spend all my free time doing that. Like, sometimes I wouldn't even study because I would just be obsessed with learning new instruments. Whenever I had free time, whenever I wasn't at school, I would use time. I wouldn't even study. I would just practice learning new instruments or watching YouTube videos of different artists and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to be like that.
In 2013, it was a chance encounter with multi-platinum record producer Nick Nack, who was on island for Guam Live.
He had just made Loyal by Chris Brown. It was all over the radio. It was a huge hit, and I loved his style of music. I went up to him, I was just fanboying out, saying I love his stuff, and I also make music as a hobby, and yeah, and he was like, well, I want to listen to your music, send me your music. So I went ahead and sent it to him, and he loved it.
Park would eventually reconnect with the popular producer when he relocated to LA, and the rest, you could say, is history. According to Park, it was just another day at the studio when he and Nick Nack made I'm the One. They had forgotten about it until months later.
We got a FaceTime call from DJ Khaled. He was saying he somehow got a hold of it, and he was like, I love the beat, I want to use this, I'm going to get the biggest stars on this, I'm going to use this for my album, it's going to be my next single. And we were like, okay, that's dope.
You know what they say, good things come to those who wait.
He showed us who was going to be on the song, and we both just looked at it, me and Nick Nack, we just both looked at each other, and we couldn't believe what we were hearing.
It's been less than a week since the song's release, and the music video already has over 50 million views on YouTube, remains #1 on iTunes, and is at the top of the charts in over 40 countries, and can be heard on every radio station, sometimes playing simultaneously.
It still doesn't feel real to me. Me and my girlfriend will just be driving in the car, driving somewhere, and then it'll suddenly be playing on the radio, and we'll freak out every time it plays, and then we'll be instantly recording it on Instagram, and just we're so happy with what's going on, and we just wanted to, we're so excited for everything.
He's been quite busy as well.
I've been in the studio with Diplo. I've been in the studio with CL from 21 from South Korea. She's super cool. I've worked with Tinashe multiple times. We've made some bangers together. I've been in the studio with Ty Dolla $ign. He's one of the most talented artists I've ever worked with. We just wrapped up the album for this up-and-coming singer. His name is Marky Basie. He's from the Bay. He is amazing. Like, people are going to love him. He's going to be a superstar. I honestly think like his album is going to win a Grammy. We're going to come for that Grammy. It's going to be crazy.
And he is anxiously awaiting the moment he can return back to Guam.
I want to go ASAP. I want to go back. Like, people who know me know I'm always like, I always want to go back to Guam. Like, I miss the food. I miss eating at King's. I miss Jamaican Grill. I miss like Denny's and all those late night spots. Like, I always work late at night in the studio, so like those are the kinds of food I'd be craving, like Linda's Cafe and all that stuff. But it's crazy. But I miss Chamorro food so much. I miss my family back home.
For Park, as surreal as it still feels, it's been a long time coming.
This really made my like dream come true. I like pictured this happening, and it's actually happening. It's pretty crazy still.
Park says it's a tough industry and offers advice to those chasing their dream.
People who will try to take advantage of you, people who will use you as their stepping stone, people who will try to block your path. You got to be prepared for those wars. There's going to be a lot of late nights, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of trials, but you can't get discouraged. It's just something that comes with the game. You got to have a plan. You got to hustle. You got to put in so many long hours before even getting a little taste of success. Like, I can count the number of people who actually like gave my music on SoundCloud to listen when I first started on one hand. But if you can't think too much about that. You just gotta constantly be evolving, learning, and adapting, practicing, and you gotta get better, constantly getting better at your craft, so people will start paying attention. Like, everyone in this industry, they're always looking for the next original thing to jump on. You gotta be original, you gotta be creative, you gotta have your own sauce, you gotta have your own flavor.
Extremely humbled and grateful, Park says he couldn't have done it without the love and support of family and friends.
I want to shout out God. He made all this happen. Wouldn't have happened without him. I want to shout out my parents who worked non-stop to take care of my family. I wouldn't be the person I am right now if it wasn't for them. Second, my girlfriend, Clarissa Madrazo, she moved out here with me. She believed in me. She's my biggest critic, my biggest fan, and my best friend. My baby brother, Matthew Park. I think of him when I need inspiration to work harder. I'm the eldest in my family, so I feel the responsibility to make sure my family is good for life. I'm really proud of him for holding our family down without me around. And he's been doing so good in school. I'm always checking up on him. He's doing so good in school and sports. I'm super proud of him. Might have to buy him a couple pairs of Yeezys when I get back. I also want to shout out my friends back home, my homies at the vault. They'll know who they are. They're my friends I talk to through WhatsApp, text messaging, calling whenever I feel homesick.
And of course,
I also want to shout out Guam, my island, for all the love and support I've been given this past weekend. It was crazy, and just like the amount of people reaching out and helping out was super dope. The people who bought the songs, the people who streamed the song, the people who streamed the music video online on YouTube, and I just want to thank them. I can't thank them enough.
Stick around. We head on over to Jigo and check out Papa's hot dog stand. You're watching In the Mix.